Hello, Charles. I'm great, as always.
So yeah, it's been a while since we've had a chat, and it's nice to get back together and share some of our research.
Of our work,
How have you
yes.
been? I know you've been switching between different apps
Different
recently.
platforms, yeah. Been
Yeah,
on Substack more so recently. It just seems to be a better place to write more detailed, comprehensive work. Than Facebook, well, posting previously. So, if anyone's interested who's watching, big
yep.
articles on Tartaria, another interesting, I suppose, niche topics, I suppose you could say, for the moment. Alchemy and all that sort of thing. But it all ties into the greater picture, doesn't it, really, Charles? It's all part of the same thing.
It's all research, and I think everything's connected. It's very rare that something doesn't somehow contribute to the other thing that you've been doing. And I think that's the beauty of this kind of universe, this reality that there is never anything that you weren't sort of drawn to for a very good reason.
Yeah,
Sometimes looking into certain things, you don't really know why you're interested in it. Maybe it's your subconscious guiding you, your ancestors, whatever you believe. But in the end, these things all end up linking, and that's the real awakening. And I think that's a great pleasure and
yeah,
a great thing to understand. Like like the cocoon that we build for ourselves, but actually the cocoon is uh is something that we can't stay within too long. Like the chrysalis, we have to
gotta
break
grow.
free. Yeah. So I mean, some animals actually, like eagles break their own beaks off, which seems almost suicidal. But then they go into this like hibernation
Yeah,
and
yeah, and grow a
they
bigger
grow
one.
a
Yeah,
larger beak because same with the lobster. I think the lobster has to break through its own skin. It's painful, but it's you have to break through those walls. And I think as humans,
yes,
we we do that hundreds of times in a lifetime. We have to, like, sometimes I guess we get very depressed and we want to kind of do something else. We get disillusioned, but we are so close to the rewards that all that negative energy
mm,
is like charging up to try to stop you. And if you break through that kind of Orpheus egg, I think is the Greek
yeah,
one, where like Mithras breaks out of the stone because he's born out of a stone.
yeah.
And should humans do that? Should we at some point fast, sleep for like a week or something? I don't know. Body needs to have this deep kind of rest, and instead of feeling depressed because we're not resting enough, we then break through to a whole new level of consciousness. Yeah.
Well, Charles, I think that's a very interesting concept, and it's one that could be, you know, viewed in the Bible. If you look at the stories in the Bible as allegorical instead of
Yeah.
physical events. So we've got some examples. We've got water into wine isn't a literal event, but it's the cleansing of the mind.
Yeah.
Then you've got the death of Christ and the resurrection.
Mm.
What that could signify, is the death of the old self and the birth of the new realization. You
Yeah.
know, the old
Yeah.
you
So
has fallen, for then the new one will come. And walking on water. Sorry, Charles, for interrupting. Last example. Walking on water could signify calmness. There's a lot of
yeah.
rage in the world, and walking on water could signify a clear mind despite your surroundings. So
Yeah.
if you look at the Bible in an allegorical way, a lot of it starts to make a lot more sense. It makes me beg the question: is it written to be interpreted, or is it written as fact, like as a literal events? You know?
I do remember telling you that the Bible was like the most important book because it's like the book that is actually a collection of books
Yeah,
that all kind of connect to each other, even though they're centuries apart. So, does this mean that you've started reading the Bible?
yeah. I've started reading bits of it. It's starting.
Good, good.
It just comes. It just comes. You know what it is, Charles. I research, and then Bible verses come up, and then next thing you know, I've just spent an hour reading the Bible.
That's
But
amazing. It's funny.
but
That is funny, but in a good way. That's
yeah,
incredible. Yeah, yeah. I'm glad that you're doing that because it's going to give you an unusual, superior insight into
yeah,
everything that happens. Because I have 100% of the time always linked historical events with biblical events, and
yeah,
even Gog of Magog, Goliath, all of these stories, they're all in the Bible.
yeah. They are
Tartarus is
the
in the Bible, like
giants, the Rephaim, the
dragons,
Nephilim.
Nephilim, fallen angels. You start to realize different religions were built on this for a reason because it's the only thing we have that can connect us back to some kind of
Yeah,
realism. It's the lifeline of all of mankind. Like even if you only view it in an academic way, even if you don't believe that that Jesus was God's son or that we can live forever through him, even if it's just academic, it is still always referenced, always, all the time.
yeah,
And it gives you a superiority. It gives you this kind of this not superiority, more like a confidence that other people don't have if they don't have that book or that collection of books. And
yes.
it
It's a
must have
new
been
depth.
powerful. Otherwise,
Yes,
Pope Gregory wouldn't have taken books out. Otherwise, King James wouldn't have taken books out if it wasn't a
yeah.
powerful
Or
thing.
the Book of
Yeah,
Enoch. Yeah,
yeah. Book of Enoch, Book of Jubilees, Book of Jubilees, Book of Mary, Book of Giants. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, like you said, the older the Bible is, the more this has got in it. You've got to ask yourself the question of why would that be? Why would they remove
yeah,
it over the years?
right.
I mean,
Yeah, no,
there's
I
the
do.
obvious,
I try to
there's
piece it back
the
together. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, they give the reasons why. Can't remember what they say now. What were the reasons? For him to remove the books from the Bible? I think it was just to give it a more linear profile, wasn't it? So they deemed. I mean, who deems
Well, I mean,
what's linear?
yeah, there are a lot of reasons. There are a lot of reasons, countless reasons. I mean, if you look at the Book of Enoch, what it actually tells you about the last days, it kind of prepares people for like Satan's little season, this kind of period of time when the devil can be free again. It also
Mm,
helps you understand Revelation, which helps you understand that all of the kingdoms of this world are controlled by Satan. So uh, it's not going to make for very good subjects, especially
yeah.
during the kind of the era of the monarchs. It wouldn't have made for very good subjects. So
No.
so I mean, there were things added like pay Caesar's things to Caesar is something that I don't think would have ever been in the Bible. Job's children and wife being killed, I don't think makes sense. It's not part of the original scriptures. I think there's so
Oh yeah,
much.
that's a good point you've made, Charles. Not just
There's
taking
no
bits
way.
out, but
Yeah, there's no way. Yeah,
putting bits in it. Yeah.
because every life is sacred to God. So you wouldn't suddenly have, Job's trial wouldn't have incorporated his wife and children dying because their lives
No
are just as valuable as his. So there's a lot of like, Luciferian influence.
additions. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, which makes sense. I
Deceit.
mean, but if you have this faith in God and you read the whole Bible, you kind of know what doesn't make sense, what isn't in context. Yeah.
Yeah. It's clear.
And I think once you can work that out, you kind of know that there's going to be people who are going to lie to you, like people who are going to want you to think that it's all different, or that Satan was right and God was wrong, but it's weird how your knowledge can apply to modern day life. It can be an allegory, it can be an illustration, it can help you with just looking after yourself. It it
Yeah,
does
your
give you
mental
some good
well-being.
advice about looking after your own health and things like that. So
Yeah, even in the Bible, it tells you what fabrics to avoid.
yeah, yeah, which we now know is to do with your electromagnetic field. So it
Yep.
actually does make a difference if you're wearing cotton, silk, nylon, synthetic materials. Yeah.
It really does give you the guide to life if you read it with the eyes willing to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's very powerful. Yeah. I'm going to then try to show you some of my research, and then you can tell me what you think. This is an interesting find of mine. Uh, I found a few very cool images that I might talk about this a few times. But here we have a,
Wow,
a
that.
a beautiful sculpture, which I would always associate. Well, most people would associate this with the Roman Empire. It's actually in Venice, but it also looks very similar to the Tartarian griffin.
What's that date at the bottom there? It says AD 12. Say 12. See that?
Okay, let me check.
'Cause that'd be interesting.
If I could
Looks
try to
like
do it.
looks like it's maybe from the 1800s. The photograph.
Let me check that.
Interesting though. It looks old, doesn't it? Looks weathered.
Yeah, it's just incredible, incredible
The
sculpture.
detail on it as well. Yeah.
The actual date of the sculpture I can find for you. So it says here that this is somewhere between 600 and 800 AD, but it's still being disputed the exact age.
So how did they do that all them years ago? And why? Why would you do that?
Yeah, but I mean, I've been
It's
researching this image
beautiful.
for a long time, and it's only just recently that somebody has decided that this may have come from Tartaria, not from Italy.
Oh, did they think it was Italian? Yeah.
Yeah. Are you ready? Okay. So the artist is unknown, but it has a type of bronze that only existed in China at the time. So this is obviously before China, which is 1800s. I think China became the dominant power after having Western support, right? No,
Mm.
probably from the British or the Holy Roman Empire. So um, maybe the Spanish, maybe the Dutch. We don't really know who gave China the upper hand against Tartaria and the Manchu and the Mongolian Empire, but they obviously made a deal where
Russia,
they had to
maybe.
maybe Russia, yeah. But Russia,
That'd be
we
my
know
guess.
there was no Russia back then. Russia may have been
Oh.
Tartaria, yeah. So
Oh no, yeah, of
so
course it were. Yeah, yeah, Siberia and all that were classed as Tartaria. Yeah, I wonder who it were then. Yeah, that's an interesting question in itself, Charles.
yeah, I mean this is the Tartarian lion, in my opinion.
Mm.
It's called the Lion of Venice. I think Venice, Italy, was also ruled by the Moors. I think the Moors are the actual Romans as well. But what we have here is the Piazza San Marco, Venice, Italy.
Does it
And
exist today, or is it destroyed now?
oh yeah, yeah, it's still there.
Oh, right, good. That's
Let
fine.
me see if I can find a more modern day picture.
Oh wow, look at that, Jesus! Didn't expect that,
This
Charles.
is incredible. This is giving
The
me like
cross as well
hmm,
on the pillar itself.
yeah, it kind of reminds me of this, which is like a Tartarian dragon. Um, so that photo was 1870. This is the modern
1870.
day
Yeah,
one. I'll try and find the modern day one. This is today, I think.
it's incredible. It's been cleaned up since that other photo, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely something happening here. Okay, so this is my big kind of find. Winged lion in the Piazza San Marco, which came to symbolize the city, um, only arrived there in the 12th century, but the bronze was manufactured about 600 AD. So,
And they could have
uh,
put that on top afterwards.
yes, a long time afterwards, like hundreds of years afterwards.
So yeah, yeah, I get it now. I see where you're going with it, Charles. Yeah, it's been taken from elsewhere. Yeah,
Now, it, It's believed, according to researchers, obviously they've been watching all of our Tartaria content because they have now decided that it comes from the Near East. They think it was Sandon at Tarsus in the Armenian kingdom of Cilicia. Armenian. They're still not saying Tartarian, they're saying Armenian. So this is about 300 BC. 300 BC. This is obviously from Tartaria.
Yeah.
Regarding the lion's arrival in Venice, their speculation is that the sculpture was maybe purchased or given to Marco Polo or Niccolo Polo or maybe Mafio Polo, the father and uncle of Marco Polo. That's what they're deciding. They visited Mongolian Emperor Kublai Khan. So they're connecting it to
Mm.
Tartaria without saying it's Tartaria.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Interesting stuff.
So
They
that's
won't admit
probably
it.
made in China during the Tang dynasty. So Tang is, I think, code for Tartaria. So that's they're saying 618. Yeah, 618, I think, or 906. It's a hybrid type of monster. It's simplified Chinese. It's got the tomb guarding beast. It's a guardian, a flying guardian lion. Yeah.
It's
So
beautiful.
yeah, basically they didn't have this material in Europe before the Moors came. So this just didn't exist in Europe. I mean, even the smelting technology, the mines, none of that was possible. Yeah.
Mm.
Tarsus, Sandon of at Tarsus, Armenian kingdom. Yeah. So now they're having to admit that all of these ancient, lions, all of these Roman statues, they didn't come from here.
They got it all wrong, yeah.
They were brought over as symbols of the empire. And one day they'll start saying that about the obelisks and the pillars, yeah, everything else, I think.
The
Because
more
they
we dig out, yeah, yeah, the more we dig, the more that
yeah,
they're going to have to start revealing some of this. Because I mean,
yeah,
once you start looking into it, it's pretty obvious that a lot of
it
it's
is so
just,
obvious. It's so obvious, yeah.
yeah, it's because half of the stories. I mean, going back to a subject we all know, the old structures. Some of the buildings in the town I live in. I've got the town hall looks like it's come out of Rome. It was apparently
Right.
built 1826 in 1 year. It's I've counted the pillars it's got on it. The pillars are probably about 30 foot tall, Corinthian style pillars, and there's 32.
Yeah. I
So
mean that's
that,
numerology as well, yeah.
yeah,
So yeah.
32, and like I said, they're about 30 foot tall. They're absolutely huge. So building them alone would have been a task. Forgetting the rest of the 3 story building. One of the levels is underground, bearing in mind. On the road level, it's been paved up to, but when you go around to the back of the building, there's steps down. I've got pictures of it.
Yeah.
Steps down, and then there's windows facing a wall under the ground level. So it's obviously something's not quite right there, Charles.
Yeah. I mean, have you heard about the vertebrae theory that we have that the human body is usually the source of all of these symbols?
No,
Yeah, so
I
there's
thought
this
we were going to talk about chakras, but this looks like something else entirely.
I mean it is connected to chakras. But so they separated this is I think Egyptian from Egyptian hieroglyphs. That's where it all starts. So they have like these hieroglyphs where there are different people kneeling, and so you have like the first seven, which are the crown, part of the crown chakra, and you've got this raising the chrism or the Santa Claus, Joseph, Mary, and the crucifixion. It's all like the Bible's been taking this from the human body. So you have
Mm.
that like this is probably the most powerful realization of the Bible's actual divinity. So the idea that the pineal gland, or also known as Joseph in Hebrew, secretes not secrets sorry secretes the milk, the
Mm.
pituitary Mary. Yeah. So the milk of your energy center, your life force, and it secretes the honey because you have this prophecy of a land flowing with milk and honey in the Bible, the promised land, which is actually your own body. So if you no longer spill the seed, which the Bible tells you not to do, then you get the Santa Claus, the claustrum, which is obviously your anatomy. So Santa Claus is not a mythical figure. That's just clever, allegory, or a clever, double entendres taken from the Bible and then kind of put in your face and redressed in a superficial way. But
So
once you,
you don't think about it any other way.
they want you to obviously be misinformed. So the two sacred oils travel down the solar plexus via the semilunar ganglion, the pneumogastric nerve. So it go the pneumogastric, sorry. It goes down. I mean, you do see the seven chakras there anyway, right? And it
Yeah.
goes down. And then if it is not used, in other words, if you don't, ejaculate, or you don't have sexual contact with anyone, and you don't masturbate, you then end up returning the fruit of the tree of life. It is born and it ascends. Now, when it ascends, that's when you get all of these amazing things happening that most people never get to experience. I mean, monks obviously get to live till 300 years old in like Tibet. They just hide that fact because they are constantly like ascending
Yeah.
this chrism. So Joseph, Jesus's father, Mary, Jesus's mother, all of this is these are all the terminology that we've decided to use within modern science. So it doesn't mean that there was no Jesus. It just means that that is metaphor, right? Allegory, as you said earlier.
Yeah.
Now the Ida is the
Allegorical. Yeah.
red, and the Pingala is the blue. So we have that blue and red, the blue pill, red pill, yeah. So that's
Mm.
where it comes. And yeah, and then it goes back up, and you get the crucifixion, which is nothing to do with someone dying on a cross. The crucifixion is the idea of this Christus crossing that pineal gland consciousness. So that's when you wake up. You are dead until that happens. You are just
So,
like an animal. Yeah.
what do you think the cross itself is meant to symbolize?
Well, in the Bible, there is no cross. There is no Jesus dying on a cross.
Oh, right. I see. So that's
It's so
right.
important to read the Bible yourself because then you can't
Yeah.
get fooled and lied to. The cross has
So
nothing
that
to do
so
with the
the
Bible. The cross comes from Egypt. It's the Ankh. It's the woman's womb. That's
Oh,
why.
yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with Jesus dying on a cross. That's complete and utter misinformation. I know it's hard to say that because every church has the cross on top of it, but it's not like to most people, like 90% of the world, the cross is how Jesus died. But that is I do not believe that personally. But that's just my opinion. So,
No, I mean in like an allegorical sense. Well, I was saying that you say there's no cross mentioned in the Bible.
there's no cross mentioned in the Bible. There are lots of things you'll be surprised about that are not mentioned in the Bible, like an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. That is not in the Bible either. Yeah, there's a lot of things that come from other places. Like the best trick the devil ever pulled is convincing the world he doesn't exist. Nothing to do with the Bible. Was never in the Bible. Yeah, that's a
Mm.
misquote by Kevin Spacey from Usual Suspects. It's literally the misquote of a French author. It's nothing to do with the
Yeah.
Bible. Like like half of the stuff is like Shakespeare or it's from movies. Yeah, yeah. It's
Mm.
surprising how clever the devil is at putting misinformation into the scriptures.
Well, it's a good job we got you, Charles, to clear up the picture.
Well, yeah. I mean, people need to talk about this because some people just don't talk about it because they already know. But I think it's worth talking about sometimes. Yeah. So
Yeah,
so
I
this is
mean,
the chakras.
I know some things, but I mean, this isn't usually my area of expertise, so I'm interested.
Yeah. No, I think that there's a connection between this and I think
Well, I'm
everything we're doing.
starting to see connections into alchemy now, especially with that symbol chart you've got at the bottom there.
Yeah, yeah, that's a very interesting one. These, I mean, this goes back to Babylon. This goes back to the zodiac.
Because it's very it's like Kabbalism have took a lot out of this, like Kabbalistic
Yeah,
symbols. So they're very similar to what's on this page.
yeah.
So then that's
This
tying into the Hebrew side, the Hebrew religion.
this is
Yeah.
also Masonic symbolism. They actually have half of these on the arch to become a Mason. You have to go through the arch, and they have like half of the symbols are above the arch, and then half of them are missing, which I always found strange when I've been researching it. So maybe half is light, half is dark. Um,
Mm.
because when you've been born, like whenever you were born, that is also in the Bible that you have to find out what food you're supposed to eat, what time of the month, time of the year you're supposed to do certain things. Um, yeah, so I mean, all the months used to have the same amount of days, so it was much easier in the past. But then the Gregorian calendar changed all of that. So now every month has different amounts of days. I think every month used to have like 28 days, and we
Yeah, 30
removed one of the
months,
months.
28 days.
Sol.
Yeah.
Sol was the most important month. They they removed that. So we no longer have